Exciting new nuclear technology is upon us. For the first time in over 60 years, advancements in the nuclear sector are taking place, and Canada is looking at becoming the flagship of this radioactive revolution. What are these ameliorations, and why is Canada so involved? Let's find out. Last week, we discovered that in order for the world to transition from burning fossil fuels to full-time renewable energy production, there needed to be a bridge, and that bridge was nuclear. We learned that nuclear power is high energy and low emission producer with well-controlled waste disposal that will allow us the time we need to develop the proper technologies for a renewable future. So this week, we will delve a little deeper into the nuclear portion of this plan, which looks to be SMRs and microreactors. SMRs, otherwise known as small modular reactors, and microreactors are the future of nuclear, and it's about time that we saw some advancements. In 1962, the first CANDU nuclear reactor was activated, and since then the entire globe has primarily used this technology for nuclear energy production. That's over 60 years of using the same technology. To put that into perspective, the first flight of man was in 1903, and the first space flight was in 1961. It took less time for the human species to go from ground to space than it did to evolve from using the same nuclear technology. But I digress. To look at some numbers, the conventional CANDU reactor produces 700 plus megawatts per unit, the SMR produces approximately 300 megawatts per unit, and the microreactors can produce up to 10 megawatts per unit. For frame of reference, 1 megawatt of constant energy can power up to 1,200 average Canadian homes per year. We are talking in big numbers. You may be asking yourself, well, if the conventional system already has twice the amount of energy output, why even bother with SMRs and microreactors? Well, here are some of the benefits to them. Although the SMRs produce less than half of the power of a conventional generator, they are also a fraction of the size, which creates a versatility to their production and location placement that the CANDU reactors just can't compete with. SMRs are modular, which means that they have the capabilities of factory assembly and then transported to location for installation, even in remote areas that would never be able to incorporate the traditional system. Establishment and installation is much cheaper with SMRs as well, which will allow for the capacity to produce power in remote and smaller cities. Furthermore, SMR's refueling requirements are much more manageable, only needing to be addressed every 3 to 7 years as opposed to the traditional 1 to 2 years of the CANDU system. Some SMR designs are even rumored to have the capabilities of using their own waste as fuel, and only needing refueling every 30 years, but more studies need to be conducted for that confirmation. Microreactors have an even smaller footprint than SMRs and will have the capability to energize extremely rural and remote areas that don't have access to clean and sustainable energy. They will also be used to replace diesel backup generators. So how does Canada fit into all of this? What is our role? Well, it just so happens that Canada has the potential of becoming a global leader in development and deployment of the SMR technology. In a market that is estimated to be worth approximately $150 billion by 2040, hopes are high. Canada launched an SMR roadmap in 2018, and then in 2020 launched an action plan including participants, drafted chapters, a step-by-step plan, and furthering waste management strategies. Considering Canada is number 6 in the world for nuclear energy output, and having a nuclear power plant that ranks in the top 5 for largest in the world, it is no surprise we are a top contender for the SMR breakthrough. The company BWXT Canada is a nuclear generator production plant right in our backyards located in Cambridge, Ontario. It's one of the largest production plants in the Western Hemisphere with capabilities of large power construction that other manufacturers just can't compete with. Having this resource gives Canada a leg up on competition, considering we already have the capabilities to get started. BWXT has announced that they are to build the first advanced microreactor, and that there is an intent to sign a contract with GE Hitachi for a $1 billion SMR contract for Poland. It has also been announced recently that the Power Group Alliance has signed a multi-billion-dollar contract for SMR development for Canada itself. The fact that Canada is looking to build these next-generation reactors for both ourselves and others is an amazing indicator that we are ahead of the curve, and in turn leading the world across the bridge between fossil fuels and renewable energy. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for future content in nuclear.